the 49ers just saw Allen Robinson come into their division. The Packers, when they brought Aaron Rodgers back, established that they are one of the 3 teams that you would say 3 or 4. The NFC is not very deep, but the Packers have been in the mix every year. Davante Adams specifically against the 49ers has been a major problem.
Monster.
Now, Rap Sheet said they've been shopping for a veteran wide receiver, and this doesn't change that. But they are not upgrading a wide receiver from Davante Adams. Like, this is good news for the NFC, for the 49ers, this is good news for the NFC.
Pelissaro says full trade, no player involved. It's just first-round pick, second-round pick.
Okay.
I'd say that's a good thing for the Niners, right? You're now depending on 2 rookies to fill spots. Now, they have their own pick, but they just, were playing in the second round of the playoffs. How do you take the Packers as seriously? Like, to me, do you bump them out of, or do you still have Aaron Rodgers, that you would still be equals with the Niners? Because Aaron is so dramatic. I mean, Trey Lance, it's hard.
I don't know.
They got worse, but they still have an elite quarterback.
I would just say specifically the Niners. Now, the Niners have addressed the secondary, but the secondary was their weakness, and they were trying to stop Davante. I mean, think about the regular season game they played, where Rodgers got the Packers down the field, right?
Remember, Davante destroyed them in that game, too. Even before that final catch, right? He was killing them. I mean, he kills everyone, but it feels like if your DBs are a little out of sort, you're right. I mean, this is Kyle, McVay, Arians, they would have thrown in like, hey, you guys, can we throw in a 5th to make this deal done? Like
maybe they were determined. They were not trading him to the NFC. You'd have to think that, right?
Yeah. But like you said, he did have some control because given what you'd have to give up, part of Jalen Ramsey, Jamal, Khalil, like it's clear they were all getting extensions either immediately or was happening. If he did the NBA thing, like I'm not going to sign an extension there, you would not give up pick 15 or 12 or 8. I think Davante is good enough that teams drafting really high would have been intrigued. Like if you told me, like, hey, the Giants would be like, will you take pick 9 or 8 or whatever? And Davante would be like, I have no interest. But if that's where I wonder if it was like specific talks with specific teams. It wasn't like he was on the block. But still, to me, this is shocking. It really is.
So Davante Adams against specific teams. Obviously, you would expect the teams he has the most touchdowns against are in the NFC North. The Bears he has 10 against, 13 touchdowns against the Vikings, and against the Lions he has 7. Those are the most. Non-NFC North, non-division, the most touchdowns that he has against a single team is the San Francisco 49ers, 5. In 4 games, he averaged 7 receptions a game. Honestly, feels like he's played the Niners 11 times. It's only 4.
Honestly, I'd say beside, and I know Aaron Donald has had like, Brunskill's the Aaron Donald neutralizer. But just when you go into a game against Aaron Donald, it feels like non-quarterback Davante is the best player they've played the last 4 or 5 years, right?
It always felt like DK, like they should be a bigger mismatch than it would turn out to be sometimes. I don't know if the numbers will back that up, but that's how it felt.
DK had some moments, but I'm just saying pound for pound, like this guy can run inside, outside, intermediate, deep. It's like, I don't know what the fuck. I put 7 guys over on him.
Well, it's what made the playoff game so stunning. It's like, how did they just not, remember he had, 4 catches in the first drive and a half?
And they scored a touchdown pretty easily.
And then didn't have a catch until like the second half or something crazy like that? Wow.
They're going to be very dependent with a superstar quarterback in the peak of his powers on draft picks, right? They got multiple 1s, multiple 2s. But if 2 of those guys are impact, that would be a win, right? You just know the stats on draft picks, like immediately too. Like they're not worried about in 2 years. Like, God, the Niners, the Rams, they're fucking doing cartwheels right now.
Are the Packers about to trade for DK Metcalf, or the John Schneider, Pete Carroll about expecting to go win 10 games with Drew Lock?
That's a great question.
Michael Thomas? I mean,
why? Just because he's cheaper?
I don't know. I don't know. Like Aaron Rodgers didn't. There's no way they just did a dipsy do whatever on Aaron.
Okey doke.
An okey doke. Yeah. John, let's tell the people about our friends at Buck Mason. God, this stuff is great. We're both wearing Buck Mason right now, and you can too. We're big fans.
BuckMason.com/ham. Go check it out. Get a free t-shirt. Can't recommend it enough. Again, BuckMason.com/ham. It's on us. Free t-shirt. No big deal. Go check it out, and you won't regret it.
Free t-shirt, we should say, with your first purchase. And you're going to love both things you get because it's high-quality stuff. Calvin Ridley.
Rob Demonsky. You know, they do the bald guy that covers the Packers. The Packers were willing to pay Adams equally to what the Raiders are in this new deal, but Adams wanted to play elsewhere. Aaron Rodgers was aware of the developments with Adams as they unfolded in recent days. Ready for a change, bro.
Okay. They'll get Julio, obviously. Jarvis Landry. Wow.
Debo tweeted.
Mountain West champs, John.
You know what Debo said?
What?
Conference getting easier and easier by the day.
Oh, my God. Wait, in what other way? I guess Russ leaves. Okay.
Well, I mean, if you're Debo, now you've been in the league 3 years, you've seen Russ and Davante kick the shit out of you. You're like,
from the sideline.
I don't even think he's talking like other moves. He's just talking those specific guys gone. You know?
NFL just stole March Madness's thunder, John.
That is pretty wild.
Unreal.
This is Russ and Davante. If I'm a Raider fan, I'd be happy. I'd be pretty thrilled. I'd
allow myself to think maybe things are changing around here.
I think it's fair to think that.
Bye, everybody.